The next step is going to be to tell our colonists how they can use the interior spaces of these structures they just built. Now, one of the things I'm going to do before we move on to this step is to adjust the view controls. Again, there are a bunch of different ways that you can view an outer colony world, and by clicking on this button in the toolbar that looks like an eye, you bring up the advanced view options, and these are very useful for seeing different things that you want to see at different times. I'm going to uncheck the box that says render dark tiles beneath in Z-level view. I'm going to turn that off, which will just make things a little bit more explicit when we're looking at an individual Z-level, and we're going to be looking at specific Z-levels for issuing a bunch of these upcoming orders. So if I switch over to Z-level 58 and 59, instead of rendering tiles below these as darker shaded spaces, you'll see air on the Z-level where there are open locations. So it just makes it a little bit more clear exactly what you're looking at. Now, what we're going to want to do in this step is to specify rooms, and designating rooms is basically the way that you tell your colonists which interior spaces they can use and who can use them. In order to specify rooms in these two interior spaces, you'll click on the Room Designation button, which is the one that looks like a door, and then looking at the Z-level that contains your interior space, and with View Interior selected, you can click on any space inside of your structure, and the Room Properties dialog will come up. Again, specifying rooms is all about telling which people can use which spaces indoors. As you progress further and your colonists start to form families, you'll need to assign individual rooms for individual groups of people. But to start out, we'll just specify both of these as communal rooms, signifying that all colonists can use these interior spaces. So with communal rooms selected, we'll click OK. We will do the same thing for the other room. Now, once this is done, the way to make sure that it worked properly is to go back to the advanced view options again by clicking on the eye, and from this dialog you can then select all these different things that you want to view. If we click on room data, this will render tiles that are not in rooms as red, and the ones that are in rooms of our colony in green. And if this worked right, you'll see both of our interior spaces here are going to light up green, showing that these are the rooms that we've specified. So now that we've designated these two areas as communal rooms, we'll provide further specification to let our colonists know exactly how to use them.